Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about top 10 formative assessments for high school students. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Most of us know that we should be using formative, or informal, assessments throughout our lessons. Formative assessments give students a chance to show what they know, before high-stakes summative tests and tasks. They allow teachers to adjust their instruction, or differentiate for certain students who might be struggling. It is good practice to build formative assessment routines into your daily teaching routines. You'll want to be armed with a variety of formative assessment strategies that are quick, engaging, and simple to implement in your classroom without losing significant teaching time. Every educator wants to improve their instruction and student learning, but it's challenging teaching a class or unit. To easily find appropriate formative assessment ideas, we present you with 10 ideas. Number 10. Hand it in, pass it out. Run this short exercise to build topic comprehension. It starts by posing a question with an objective answer that's explainable in a few sentences. Without writing their names down, students should answer the question on plain sheets of paper. As they hand the papers into you, quickly distribute them back to students at random. Explain what the correct answer is so that they can grade the paper they've received. In doing so, they'll improve their understanding of the topic. Conclude the exercise by taking a poll to measure how many papers had the right response. Number 9. Highlighter. Assess student understanding of a text-based resource through this solo and small group exercise. Each student should read the same written passage or resource, highlighting sentences that stick out as important or interesting. Once everyone is done, divide the class into groups of 3 or 4. Within his or her group, each student must share the sentences he or she highlighted. Each group should be able to pinpoint the text's main idea or theme in doing so, submitting an explanation so you can determine general comprehension levels. Number 8. Think, Pair, Share. Oversee a Think, Pair, Share exercise to deliver 3 content processing activities in one, easily assessing student understanding during the last stage. As the name of this differentiated instruction strategy implies, start by asking each student to think about a specific topic or answer a given question. Next, pair students together to discuss their findings. Finally, each pair should share their thoughts with the class and accept questions from classmates. Number 7. Self-assessment. Don't forget to consult the experts, the kids. Often you can give your rubric to your students and have them spot their strengths and weaknesses. You can use sticky notes to get a quick insight into what areas your kids think they need to work on. Ask them to pick their trouble spot from 3 or 4 areas where you think the class, as a whole, needs work, and write those areas in separate columns on a whiteboard. Have your students answer on a sticky note, and then put the note in the correct column. You can see the results at a glance. Several self-assessments let the teacher see what every kid thinks very quickly. Number 6. Entry and exit. Those marginal minutes at the beginning and end of class can provide some great opportunities to find out what kids remember. Start the class off with a quick question about the previous day's work. While students are getting settled, you can ask differentiated questions, written out on chart paper or projected on the board, for example. Exit slips can take lots of forms beyond the old-school pencil and scrap paper. Whether you're assessing at the bottom of Bloom's taxonomy or the top, you can use tools like Padlet or Poll Everywhere, or measure progress toward attainment, or retention of essential content or standards with tools like Google Classroom's Question Tool, Google Forms with Flubaroo, and Edelastic, all of which make seeing what students know a snap. Number 5. Entry and exit tickets. Gather information about how well students processed your most recent lesson by giving them 5 minutes to write an entry or exit ticket. As a formative assessment, entry tickets should ask students to reflect on a specific class or exercise from the previous day. Exit tickets should involve students summarizing what they've just learned. Either way, you'll receive small products that let you easily see how well students processed and retained key content, indicating knowledge gaps. Number 4. 2 roses and a thorn. Determine content for your next class by concluding a lesson, presentation, or chapter reading with 2 roses and a thorn, a quick-to-deliver type of exit ticket and reflection exercise. Each student must note 2 topics or concepts he or she enjoyed learning about, and another they didn't like or still have questions about. They must hand in their responses before leaving class. If students share the same difficulties or dislikes, it may indicate a need to re-explore a topic or shift your approach to teaching it. Number 3. 1-minute papers. This might be considered a type of exit ticket as it is typically done near the end of the day. Ask your students, either individually or with a partner, to respond in writing to a single prompt. For a solo writing task, you don't have to take 1-minute papers literally. Students can have a bit more time as they work to answer a brief question about the lesson. It should be an open question, which allows you to easily assess understanding. For example, you can ask students about a. The lesson's confusing areas, b. Any unaddressed queries they have, or c. What question from the lesson they think may appear on an upcoming test. Number 2. Metacognition Sheet. Pinpoint trouble spots and knowledge gaps before a summative assessment by having students answer specific questions about the given topic. This starts by distributing sheets of paper with the following questions. A. Can you summarize the topic? B. How can you apply the topic? And c. What questions do you still have about the topic? Encouraging detailed answers should help you identify which students are struggling, and what their specific struggles are. Number 1. Roll the die. Put a spin on reflection-based assessments by asking students to vocalize instead of writing them, quickly taking notes as they speak. To end class, start the activity by placing a die at each student's desk. Each die face represents the beginning of a sentence that must be completed. Displaying or projecting them at the front of the class, these sentences should be along the lines of, I learned today that, or I'm still confused about. Since there are 6 options and likely many more students in your class, you'll hear a range of answers, as students roll dice one after another, completing the corresponding sentences aloud. As a likely result, they'll be better equipped to self-assess, and you'll deliver more engaging targeted lessons. Formative assessments are a key piece of strong teaching practice. Every teacher needs a range of formative assessment strategies to help determine how to shape instruction. What do you think of our list? Which of the idea of assessment did you like the most? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.